the Nigerian Mission in South Africa and the Nigerian Doctors Forum South Africa has condemned alleged attempts by the independent media group in South Africa to tarnish the image of Nigerian doctors over the report of a woman, Thamara Sithole, who delivered decuplets, 10 babies born at the same birth. The purported birth by Sithole had generated controversies, including the fact that the babies could not be found, the hospital where she was delivered unknown, and an inquiry by the South African authorities saying that the story of the Tembisa 10 was untrue. A twist in the tale came up at the October the 27th media conference by the IMG, the organization that first ran the story, saying that the babies do exist, but they were lost at the hands of a Nigerian doctor who was assisting the mother at the hospital. Well, for more details on this, National Deputy President of Nigerian Citizens Association in South Africa, Oscar Emetuei, joins us now from South Africa to talk to us on this. Thank you for joining us, Oscar. Now,
thank you so much for having me.
Right.
To your listeners.
Right. Paint us a picture of what the truth is. If there is the truth with regards to this story, there seems to be a lot of gray areas that is causing a lot of confusion and, perhaps fanning the flames with regards to the accusations against the Nigerian doctors.
I think the truth here is what the government have said, and have equally issued a statement around it, and that's where we stand. This issue has been lingering, like you rightly acknowledged. It's been an issue that has been going on since last year, not even, I think early in the year it all began, the Tembisa 10. That's how they called it here. And what unfolded last week is the one that kind of drew our interest and got us to actually act by talking to our consulate, the Nigerian Doctors Forum, to issue a statement around this. Both of those organizations have actually done that, including the Gauteng province, that is actually where the incident is being assumed took place. They've issued a disclaimer, they've issued a statement saying this is unfounded. Now, the independent media group alleging that a Nigerian was involved, I think for us, is just one of those things they've been doing to continuously stereotype, continuously segregate, and if you want to use the word xenophobia against the Nigerian community. It's on record we have a high number of Nigerian experts, especially in the medical field, contributing to the healthcare of South Africa. So from where we stand as an organization and as people on the ground, we've dared them, we've asked them to please come forward with this presupposed Nigerian. And I think we gave them a few days. Otherwise, we'll be taking a legal action around this.
Now, you talked about the xenophobia and all of it. How is this feeding into the prevailing stereotypes against the Nigerian community in general?
You see, it's, permit me to use the word, it's becoming unacceptable where every crime committed in the country, it's a Nigerian, especially if it's a black person. Now, we cannot continue to allow this stereotype. For heaven's sake, we have genuine, honest, and hardworking Nigerians that are contributing to the well-being. There are people that are employed in South Africa. There are people who pay taxes. Now, for every crime and every time you hear it's a Nigerian. Now, this is not to say that you don't have maybe one or two of those bad eggs, but our position as an organization has always been, how about we address crime as crime rather than stereotyping, knowing fully well that there is no nationality or religion or any of those things racist to crime. Everyone and anyone can do this. Now, if we see crime as it is, then it's easy for us to address it. Now, the xenophobic activities or word or language that they keep using always get to come up, especially during election. I know you are aware that today in South Africa, they are voting in the local government and municipalities. So sometimes some politicians, sometimes some individuals who probably just want to get the news, get onto the news, Nigeria tribe, would always want to stir up conversation around hate, xenophobia, which we condemn. And from where we are, we say, we no longer want to accept this. If you say this Nigerian exists, how about you make us see this person? I think this is where we are right now, and we want to try to see how we can try to reduce this. We appreciate the new consular that came on board and has really been very supportive, helping us to address some of the police brutality. A few days ago, we've been in court over a Nigerian that was killed, and the consular is very clear on this. We want to see justice. So I think, in a way, the authorities are beginning to adjust. But, you know, this is going to take time because the local just seems to be in that space of whenever any crime is mentioned, they like to see, is a black? And if it's a black, sure, it might be a Nigerian. Right. Even if it is another nationality, they will say it's Nigerian. That's not acceptable.
Now, what is the level of engagement with the group itself? Yes, you have issued that they come up with either evidence to prove who the doctor was, the Nigerian doctor was, else they'll be taken to court. But what is the level of engagement between perhaps the Nigerian, the associations in question and the government to force the IMG to ensure that they respond to these accusations they have made? What is the level of engagement with the group as well before we look at getting to the courts?
Yeah, as you can see, the Doctors Forum, first of all, we, the Nigerian Citizen Association in South Africa, the apex body of all Nigerians, when this issue came up, we reached out to the Doctors Forum. And then the Doctors Forum did their investigation and said, this is not true. And the next step we did was to speak to our missions, the consulate and the High Commission. And now there's been this, the circular you saw that was issued yesterday was one of the steps. And it wasn't just issued as a public statement, but has been served to the authorities. And now when it comes to the engagement, we know the Gauteng, that's the province responsible for this, have equally issued similar statement condemning and distancing themselves from it, and equally also promising that they will take a legal action against them. So the mission and the authority have been engaging since this thing unfolded. So I think for us, we're just watching to see how they respond and what the next line of action will be. For now, that's all we can really say for now.
All right, we'll have to leave the conversation here, but we must thank you, Oscar Emetuei, National Deputy President of Nigerian Citizens Association in South Africa, for your time on the news.
Thank you so very much.